So this video is dedicated to all the boys I've loved before. No, not actually the boys I've loved. No, we're not talking about them. That would be too heartbreaking, depressing. What's up guys, welcome to this video. My name is Nielsen. This video is about the movie, the book, the trilogy, the series, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I'm personally a huge fan of Jenny Han and all of her books. I've read all the books from To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I've read all 3 books of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I've also read all the books from the Burn for Burn trilogy as well. She's one of my favorite authors. Really enjoyed it, and I just really wanted to make a response to that movie because I noticed some differences between the books and the movie that I want to address, and there are just things about the book and the movie in general that I wanted to talk about and share with you guys. So if you haven't watched it yet, don't continue watching my video right now because I'm about to give a lot of spoilers and stuff. Yeah. Oh, my sister's calling me. Hi. What are you doing?
I was looking at Instagram.
You're watching my Instagram highlights?
I started seeing that.
No, I miss you too. You're gonna make me cry. This movie made me miss my sisters even more. Seeing Margot come home for Christmas makes me look forward to coming home for Christmas because I can't wait to reunite with my sisters. That scene in the end where they were all hugging, everything's okay now. So when Kitty tells her secret and then when Laura Jean goes, I'm gonna kill you. That's literally my relationship with my youngest sister and vice versa. That just made me miss her even more because I even miss fighting with her. And my sister Hannah, before I moved here, she was saying, Ray, we're gonna kind of be like Margot and Laura Jean. We're only gonna be communicating through Skype and it's gonna be so difficult, da 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 da. So that just shows how me and my sisters, we feel really connected to these series and these girls, and we just love the way Jenny Han has written them. Yeah, so let's get started, and I hope you enjoy this video. Really great stuff. The first thing I was confused about in both the book and the movie, why didn't Margot and Josh talk about what they were gonna do when Margot left for college? First of all, I also don't understand why Josh assumed that they were going to stay together and not even bring it up in conversation. And I'm confused why Margot didn't even think to bring up that conversation up until that point where he announces he's going to surprise her and having to do that in front of their entire family. I just didn't understand why they wouldn't talk about it. The next one is just something I noticed, but that Margot was the shortest among her sisters, which I personally relate to because I am the shortest out of my 2 younger sisters. So yeah, Margot girl, I feel you. Next, I was really confused watching the movie when all of a sudden Kitty just let out all the letters, and I didn't realize till later on when they explained that she only did it so that she could be Laura Jean's wing woman and get her out there in the world, throwing her into the whirlwind of romance and experiencing all those things. That was her intent. When actually in the book, her intent was to get revenge at Laura Jean because Kitty too had a crush on Josh and didn't want Laura Jean to tell anyone because then all 3 girls are obsessed with the same boy. So I'm kind of disappointed, and at the end when Margot finds out about everything, that would have heightened the drama. On top of that, they didn't address Laura Jean and Josh's relationship to that same height that it should have been, which it was in the book. Yeah, Laura Jean has feelings for him, but we never get to the point where Josh actually has feelings for Laura Jean as well, which he does in the book, to the point where Josh actually kisses Laura Jean. We don't get that in the movie. We only see Josh getting protective of Laura Jean, only protective, not jealous. He's protective because he thinks Peter is a douche, and he wants to look out for him, and he's confused about why he's being shut out. But he isn't actually trying to pursue Laura Jean. It kind of comes across as that, but it isn't as crazy or as obvious as it is in the book. In the movie, Margot finds out that Laura Jean had feelings for Josh. That's all. But in the book, Margot finds out that Laura Jean actually kissed Josh, which is an even bigger deal. You know what I mean? Kind of disappointed about that. If the movie had that whole scene, then I think the conflict resolution at the end with the sister bonding would have been more, meaningful, touching, heartwarming, that type of thing. But that would have made it too long and more complicated. The next thing I want to talk about is about the ski trip, and it's a significant difference from the book and the movie, but I kind of like what they did with it to the movie better than the book. So how do I say this as eloquently as possible? In the movie, Peter, there we go, messing up all over again. Okay, let's go. In the book, Lara Jean's only upset because of a rumor that they had sex in the hot tub, not because there's actual video footage proof. And in the book, Peter doesn't go into Genevieve's room and give the scrunchie. The video actually is only mentioned in the second book of the series. So they took parts from the second book and put it in the first movie. Anyways, I really like that twist because then that like heightens the drama, heightens the tension, which we are all here for. Oh yeah, when she was putting like her letters in the box, when she has a crush on a person, are able to be so powerful, and she said that in a really positive way, which I really liked. As a really emotional person as well, the world seems to tell us that having emotions and being vulnerable is kind of a weakness because you're more susceptible to being hurt, but at the same time you can look at it as something positive as well because you're able to feel so deeply and care about people and everything else. Which made me feel comforted when she said that because it shows that like feelings are valid and they mean something. Okay, the casting. Janelle Parrish wasn't really the type of person I imagined to play Margot, but she did a good job. Kitty was perfect, everything, I loved her. And Chris was my favorite. Chris was absolutely perfect for her role. Josh, I think, was perfect. Peter, Noah Centineo, whatever his name is, he wasn't who I imagined to play Peter, but also the way his character was written. In the book, he's more of like a cocky dude, you know, he's more like a "yeah, I'm the" type of person, you know what I mean? In the movie, he was more nice, he was more soft, which I was kind of disappointed about. What I didn't like and what triggered me, it's not only in the movie, also in the book, is how Peter uplifts one girl by bringing down another. Peter uplifts Lara Jean by bringing down Genevieve, which is not the type of supportive community that we're trying to push towards in 2018, you know what I mean? But then again, he's a human being, that character, I get it. But also the way Lara Jean responds to it, she takes it as like, oh,
I'm more worthy of Peter's love than Genevieve is because I'm better than her at this.
you know, like that's not the right attitude mindset. We're trying to impression on people. Even though we're guilty of it, admitted, we're all working on it as well.
Okay, so I realized I didn't give any evidence in this part, but the only time I noticed this was when Peter was commenting on that time in the hallways when Genevieve called Lara Jean's boots like really ugly and not cute, and Peter actually liked them and said they were hot. And then he continued to comment about her appearance and how much it was like better than Genevieve's, and Lara Jean seemed to really accept it. So that kind of triggered me, and that's why I included this. Maybe that claim is too far-fetched, I'm sorry, but I don't know. I think for now I'm still gonna include it and put it in. Also, Emma Chamberlain, I am not coming for your career, honey.
I loved the part when Jenny Han herself made a cameo at the dance with Luke as like the teacher supervisor or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, she literally looks like a proud mom. The movie ended the way I wanted the book to end. So in the book, it ends with just Dear Peter. We don't actually get to see what that letter is until the second book. But in the movie, there's the whole scene of Lara Jean actually reading it and saying it aloud to Peter. The book ends with Lara Jean and Peter broken up. The movie ends with them together. I prefer happy endings rather than cliffhangers. But then they still surprise us because at the end of the movie, I actually almost missed this part. And I looked, and John Ambrose McLaren is there holding his letter. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I would really like to see the second and third books come to life. Hi, what's up? Sorry, I had to do some things and then the sun went down, so I hope this is okay. Do you notice how in the end, when Lara Jean is going to the football field to profess her love, first of all, she drives, which is surprising, and we're all like rooting for her. But the way she parks, she just kind of like drives across the whole parking lines and leaves her car there, and I kind of got annoyed. But at the same time, that puts emphasis on how she was just really eager and to go to him and profess her undying love for him. I think that's all. So basically, I'm really happy with how it turned out, but I am a bit disappointed for some parts. Yeah, Jenny Han, even though you're probably not watching this, you're such an inspiration, honestly. I love your work, I love your books, I love your writing, I love the way you bring characters to life. That's all for me today. I hope you all have a lovely, beautiful day. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did enjoy it. I'm on my bathroom floor, by the way. A little detail you might want to know about my professional filming space. Yeah, bathroom floor.